Shabbat Shalom, peace and love. Shabbat Shalom. We'll be reading from the book of Psalms, chapter 91 to 93, and then moving into the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, and ending in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7. Bear with me as I try to get through this, y'all willing. Feeling that 91 rings a bell. 91, I'm not mistaken. I hope it ain't. No, all right. The book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 1. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High, who abides under the shadow of the Almighty. Verse 2. He is saying of Yahuwah, my refuge and my stronghold, my Elohim, in whom I trust. Verse 3. For he delivers you from the snare of a trapper, from the destructive pestilence. He delivers you from the snare of the trapper, from the destructive pestilence. Verse 4, he covers you with his feathers, and under his wings you take refuge. His truth is a shield and armor. Verse 5, you are not afraid of the dread by night, of the arrow that flies by day. Verse 6, of the pestilence that walks in darkness, of destruction that ravages at midday. Verse 7, 1,000 fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it does not come near you. 1,000 fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it does not come near you. This is for those who take refuge in the Most High. You know, those who take refuge in the Most High, those who, trust in the Most High as their stronghold. This is what it says. It says, you are not afraid of the dread by night, of the arrow that flies by day, of the pestilence that walks in darkness, of destruction that ravages at midday. 1,000 fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it does not come near you. It does not come near you. Only with your eyes you look on and see the reward of the wrong ones. This is the reward of the wrong ones. These are the ones who fall. These are the ones who fall. Verse 9, because you have made Yahuwah my refuge, the Most High your dwelling place. Verse 10, no evil befalls you, and a plague does not come near your tent. No evil befalls you, and a plague does not come near your tent. This is when you make the Most High your trust, your hold, your stronghold, your refuge. It says, no evil befalls you, and a plague does not come near your tent. This is the book of Psalms, by the way, chapter 91. Verse 10, no evil befalls you, and a plague does not come near your tent. Verse 11, for he commands his messengers concerning you. He commands his messengers concerning you to guard you in all your ways. This is what he does. He commands his messengers, his angels, concerning you, to guard you in all your ways, to guard you in all your ways. When you trust in the Most High, when you make him your stronghold, when you make him your refuge, he commands his messengers, his angels, concerning you, to guard you in all your ways. I gotta note that. It's another indication we have angels and messengers that guard us when we trust in the Most High, when we acknowledge him publicly, when we acknowledge him amongst others, when we trust in him amongst others, when we advise others to trust in him. For he commands his messengers, his angels, concerning us, to guard us in all our ways. When we trust in him, when we take refuge in him. Verse 12, they bear you up in their hands. This is what the messengers do. This is what the angels do. They bear you up in their hands, lest you dash your foot against a stone. Isn't this what he told Messiah? Isn't this what he told the Most? Isn't this what Shaitan told the Messiah? This is what Shaitan tried to, tried to tempt the Messiah, tempted the Messiah with this verse. But the Messiah let him know, like, we're not to try the Most High. We're not to make attempts on our lives. We're not to, we're not to gamble with our lives and try to test the Most High to see if he is with us or not, by threatening ourselves. We're not to put the Most High to the test to see if he really guards us, to see if he really, will be there for us, or if he's really a stronghold. We're not to do that. Verse 13, this is the book of Psalms, by the way, chapter 91. Verse 13, you tread upon lion and cobra, young lion and serpent, you trample underfoot. Verse 14, because he cleaves to me in love, therefore I deliver him. I set him on high because he has known my name. Because he has known, because he has known my name. Because he has known my name, which is Yah, as in hallelujah. Because he has known my name, which is Yah, as in hallelujah. As in hallelujah. We've been saying the name all our lives. We've been saying his name all our lives. Verse 15, when he calls on me, I answer him. I am with him in distress. I deliver him and esteem him. Verse 16, with long life I satisfy him and show him my deliverance. Amen. Praise Yah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise Yah. Chapter 92, verse 1. It is good to give thanks to Yahuwah and to sing praises to your name, O Most High. Verse 2. To declare your loving commitment in the morning and your trustworthiness each night. Verse 3. On the 10 strings and on the harp to the sounding chords of the lyre. Verse 4. For you have made me rejoice with your work, O Yahuwah. I shout for joy at the works of your hands. Verse 5. O Yahuwah, how great are your works. Your thoughts are very deep. Verse 6, a senseless man does not know, and a fool does not understand this. A senseless man does not know, and a fool does not understand this. Like, how many folks you try to explain spiritual matters and biblical matters to, and they don't know, and they just don't understand. You know, it's just not clocking to them. Verse 7, when the wrong spring up like grass, and all the workers of wickedness blossom, it is for them to be destroyed forever. Verse 8, but you, Yahuwah, are on high forever. For look, your enemies, O Yahuwah, for look, your enemies do perish. All the workers of wickedness are scattered. Verse 10, but you lift up my horn like a wild ox. I have been anointed with fresh oil. Verse 11, and my eye looks upon my enemies, my ears hear the evildoers who rise up against me. Verse 12, the righteous one flourishes like a palm tree. He grows like a cedar in Lebanon. Verse 13, those who are planted in the house of Yahuwah flourish in the courts of our Elohim. Verse 14, they still bear fruit in old age. They are fresh and green. Verse 15, to declare that Yahuwah is straight, my rock, and in him is no unrighteousness. In him is no unrighteousness. Chapter 93, verse 1. Yahuwah shall reign. He shall put on excellency. Yahuwah shall put on strength. He shall gird himself. Indeed, the world is established immovable. Indeed, the world is established immovable. Verse 2. Your throne is established from of old. You are from everlasting. Verse 3. Rivers shall lift up, O Yahuwah, rivers shall lift up their voice. Rivers lift up their breakers. Verse 4. Yahuwah on high is mightier than the noise of many waters, the mighty breakers of the sea. Verse 5. Your witnesses have been very trustworthy. Set apartness befits your house, O Yahuwah, forever. It says in what verse stood out to me in this chapter, it says, indeed, the world is established, immovable. The world is established, immovable. And it says your throne is established from old. You are from everlasting. Come on, man. The world is unmoved and the throne is of old. Can't move the world. Can't move the world. The world isn't going nowhere. People trying to convince us that we got to save the world and do something for the world. The world been taking care of itself longer than we've been here. The world's been taking care of itself longer than we existed, and longer than any of us before us has existed. The world's been taking care of itself for a long time, from the beginning of time. world has been well taken care of. It's nothing mere man can do, you know, to affect the world. I don't care how many, you know, uh, weapons or any, you know, explosions. Nothing can phase the world. It's immovable. And this is a clear verse, clear indication in the book of Psalms, chapter 93, verse 1. It says, indeed, the world is established, immovable, immovable. Nothing can move the world other than the entity that created the world. That was the book of Psalms, chapter 91 to 93. Let's get into the book of Proverbs. The book of Proverbs, chapter 31. The book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 1. The words of sovereign Lemuel, a message which his mother taught him. Verse 2. What, my chosen? And what, chosen of my womb? And what, chosen of my vows? Verse 3. Do not give your strength to women. Do not give your strength to women. Do not give your strength to women. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 31. Do not give your strength to women, nor your ways to wiping away sovereigns, kings. So don't give your strength to women, nor your ways to wiping away kings. Don't waste your energy on women and trying to annihilate kings. Competition. Two things you don't get into. Entertain. Verse 4. Not for sovereigns, not for kings. This is not for kings to do this. It's not for kings to give our strength to women. It's not for kings to wipe away other kings. Not for kings, O Lemuel. Not for kings to drink wine. It's not for kings to drink wine. Not for kings. Everyone else maybe, but not for kings. Not for princes to desire strong drink. Not for princes to desire strong drink. Maybe for other people, but not for princes. Verse 5, lest they drink and forget what is inscribed. Lest they drink and forget what is inscribed. So this is why drinking is not for kings. Because they have to remember what was inscribed, what was written. They have to remember what was written in these writings. They have to remember. Lest they drink and forget what was inscribed, and pervert the right of all the afflicted. So this is why kings aren't to drink. This is why kings aren't to have wine and strong drink, because they have to govern. They have to govern righteously. They have to govern the people in right ruling. They have to govern them with fairness. They have to govern them with the right choices, the right decisions, and doing what is fair. May y'all bless. They have to govern fairly. So drinking will, alter their decisions. Drinking will impair their judgment. And, giving their strength to women will impair their judgment. So it says, give strong drink to him who is perishing. Give strong drink to him who is perishing, and wine to those embittered in being. So give strong drink to him who is perishing, one who is stressed out, one who is depressed, one who is just down, down, down on his luck. One who is he or she is just, you know, at his lowest. Give strong drink to these people. You know, give strong drink to him or her who is perishing, like one who is dealing with an illness already. Give them strong drink to forget their, to forget what they're going through. This strong drink is for those who are perishing, who are dealing with what do they label that? A terminal illness. I believe that's how I might be saying that wrong. But yeah, that's where the strong drink goes. For those who are dealing with an illness that's causing them to perish. And wine to those embittered in being. Wine to those embittered in being. So this is where the wine goes. For those who are embittered in being. Those who are stressed out, depressed, and down on their luck, down and out, on their fortune. These are the ones who should be drinking. Let him drink and forget his poverty, and remember his trouble no more. Let him drink and forget his poverty. So those who are in poverty are the ones who are to be drinking. Those who are in much trouble. Verse 8, open your mouth for the dumb in the cause of all the sons of the departed. So you have to be a voice for those who can't speak. Kings are to be a voice for those who can't speak for themselves. Kings are to be a voice for those who can't speak for themselves. Speak up for themselves. This is what the king is for. It's to speak for those who can't find the words, who don't know their rights, who don't know what's fair, who don't know what's right and what's wrong and what's, Open your mouth for the dumb in the cause of all the sons of the departed. Verse 9, open your mouth, judge righteously. Judge righteously, judge right. Judge right. Judge with fairness. Open your mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and the needy. Plead the cause of the poor and the needy. Plead the cause for the poor and the needy. This is what the king should be doing. When you're drinking, you're not doing this. When your judgment is impaired, you're not doing this. You're not able to do this. You don't even care to do this. Open your mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and needy. Verse 10, who does find a capable wife? Who does find a capable wife? Who does find a capable wife? Who? Tell me. Tell me who finds a capable wife. Who does find a capable wife? This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 31. Who does find a capable wife? The book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 10. Who does find a capable wife? Who does find a capable wife? Question mark. For she is worth far more than rubies. She is worth far more than rubies. She is worth far more than rubies. Verse 11. The heart of her husband shall trust her. The heart of her husband shall trust her. And he has no lack of gain. No lack of gain. Verse 12. She shall do him good and not evil. She shall do him good and not evil. All the days of her life. All the days of her life. She shall do him good and not evil. Who does find a woman like this? Verse 13. She shall seek wool and flax, and with delight she works with her hands. With delight she works with her hands. Verse 14. She shall be as the ships of Tarshish. She brings in her food from afar. Verse 15. She also rises while it is still night, and provides food for her household. And what is lawful for her girls. Verse 16. She shall consider a field and buy it. From her profits she shall plant a vineyard. From her profits she shall plant a vineyard. Verse 17. She shall gird herself with strength. She shall gird herself with strength, and strengthen her arms. Verse 18. She shall taste when her gain is good. Her lamp does not go out by night. She shall taste when her gain is good. Her lamp does not go out by night. Verse 19. She shall stretch out her hands to the distaff, and her hand shall hold the spindle. Verse 20. She shall extend her hand to the poor, and she shall reach out her hands to the needy. She shall extend her hands to the poor, and she shall reach out her hands to the needy. Come on. Verse 21. She is not afraid of snow for her household, for all her household is dressed in scarlet. Verse 22. She shall make tapestry for herself. She is dressed in the fine linen and purple. Verse 23. Her husband is known in the gates, when he sits among the elders of the land. Verse 24. She shall make fine linen and sell them, and shall give girdles for the merchants. Verse 25. Strength and splendor are her garments, and she rejoices in time to come. Verse 26. She shall open her mouth with wisdom, and on her tongue is the Torah of loving commitment. She shall open her mouth with wisdom, and on her tongue is the Torah of loving commitment. Verse 27. She watches over the ways of her household, and does not eat the bread of idleness. She watches over the ways of her household, and does not eat the bread of idleness. Verse 28. Her children shall rise up and call her blessed, her husband too, and he praises her. Her children shall rise up and call her blessed, her husband too, and he praises her. Verse 29, many daughters have done nobly, but you have risen over them all. Verse 30, loveliness is deceptive. Loveliness is deceptive, and prettiness is vain. Prettiness is vain. A woman who fears Yahuwah is to be praised. A woman who fears Yahuwah is to be praised. A woman who fears Yahuwah is to be praised. Verse 31, give her of the fruit of her hands. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her works praise her in the gate. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her works praise her in the gate. That was the book of Proverbs, chapter 31. Let's get into the book of Ecclesiastes. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 1. A good name is better than precious oil, and a day of death than the day of one's birth. Verse 2, it is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living take it to heart. Verse 3, sorrow is better than laughter. Sorrow is better than laughter. Sorrow is better than laughter. For by the sadness of the face, the heart becomes better. By the sadness of the face, the heart becomes better. Verse 4, the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning. But the heart of fools is in the house of rejoicing. The heart of fools is in the house of rejoicing. Note that. Verse 5. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for man to hear the songs of fools. It is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for man to hear the songs of fools. Verse 6, for as the cracking of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of a fool. That too is futile. Verse 7, for oppression makes a wise one mad. For oppression makes a wise one mad. And a bribe destroys the heart. A bribe destroys the heart. Verse 8, the end of a matter is better than its beginning. The end of a matter is better than its beginning. The end of a matter is better than its beginning. The patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. The patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Verse 9, do not be hasty in your spirit to be vexed. Do not be hasty in your spirit to be vexed, for vexation rests in the bosom of fools. For vexation rests in the bosom of fools. Verse 10, do not say, why were the former days better than these? Do not say, why were the former days better than these? Do not say this. For it is not wise of you to ask about this. Do not say, why were the former days better than these? For it is not wise of you to have asked about this. It's not wise of you to have asked about this. Verse 11, wisdom is good with an inheritance. Wisdom is good with an inheritance. Wisdom is good with an inheritance, and an advantage to those who see the sun, and an advantage to those who see the sun. Verse 12, for wisdom protects as silver protects. Wisdom protects as silver protects. But the advantage of knowledge is that wisdom gives life to those who have it. But the advantage of knowledge is that wisdom gives life to those who have it. Wisdom is good with an inheritance, meaning, you know, if you get an inheritance and you're a fool, you're going to squander the money. You're gonna blow it all away. So within, but when you shouldn't just leave your children an inheritance. You should leave them with wisdom. Wisdom first. Teach them wisdom. That way they know what to do with the inheritance. That way they know what to do with the inheritance because they have the wisdom that you taught them through the scriptures, through these proverbs, through the spiritual knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Psalms. So wisdom is good with an inheritance and an advantage to those who see the sun. An advantage to those who see the sun. Verse 12. For wisdom protects as silver protects. Wisdom protects as silver protects. But the advantage of knowledge is that wisdom gives life to those who have it. Wisdom gives life to those who have it because it shows you how to move, how to conduct yourself, how to protect yourself, how to, Verse 13, see the work of Elohim, for who is able to make straight what he has made crooked? Who is able to make straight what he has made crooked? If he made someone crooked, who is able to make that person straight? If he made someone corrupt, who is able to make that person uncorrupt? Verse 14, be glad in the day of prosperity, but in the evil day, take note that Yahuwah has also appointed the one as well as the other. Take note that Elohim has appointed the one as the other. So he appointed both, the day of prosperity and also the day of evil. He appointed both. Why did he do this? He appointed the one as well as the other, so that man should not uncover whatever shall be after him. So that man shall not uncover what shall be after him. So this is why he keeps us off guard. He keeps us, keeps us on our heels, keeps us honest, keeps us humble. He gives a balance of days of prosperity and he gives a balance of days of evil, so that we don't uncover whatever shall be after us. That's not something he wants us to know or find out. So he keeps us honest by giving us good days and giving us bad days. Verse 15. I have seen it all in my days of futility. There is a righteous one perishing in his righteousness, and there is a wrong one long living in his evil. Did we not ask these questions? Do we not ask these questions like, why is this person doing so well if they're so evil? If they're so wrong, if they're so wicked? How are they still living? How are they still prospering? We ask ourselves this all the time. We may not say it out loud, but this is what we be thinking. On the other hand, there is a righteous one perishing in his righteousness. There's a righteous one perishing in his righteousness. Verse 16, do not be over righteous. Do not be over righteous. Do not be over righteous. Neither be over wise. Neither be over wise. Do not be over righteous, neither be over wise. Why destroy yourselves? Why destroy yourself by being over wise? Why destroy yourself by being over righteous? Why do that? Only a few can know how to balance this. Verse 17, do not be wrong over much, and do not be a fool. Do not be wrong over much, and do not be a fool. Why die before your time? Why die before your time? So this is a reason why you shouldn't be over, don't like overly wrong or overly evil, overly just being wrong. I'm gonna not say evil. Don't be evil at all. Don't be wicked at all. But do not be wrong. Like, don't be too wrong. It's quite normal to be a little wrong. But it says, do not be wrong over much. So don't overdo your wrongness. Don't oversay your wrongness. It says, and do not be a fool. Don't be a fool at all. Don't be a fool at all. There's no tolerance, no patience, no tolerance for a fool. Don't be a fool at all. Why die before your time? This is what being a fool leads to. This is what being overly wrong leads to. Verse 18, it is good that you should take hold of this, and also not withhold your hand from the other. It is good that you take hold of this, and also not withhold your hand from the other. Like he's saying something. For he who fears Elohim comes forth with all of them. For he who fears Elohim comes forth with all of them, the bad and the good. When you fear Yah, when you hate evil, and you come humble with whatever wrong you are guilty of, you'll be just fine. Verse 20, for there is not a righteous man on earth who does good and does not sin. For there is not a righteous man on earth who does good and does not sin. There's not one. Verse 21, and also do not take to heart all the works. Do not take to heart all the words they speak. Do not take to heart all the words they speak, lest you hear your servant cursing you. Verse 22, for you know in your heart that many times you have cursed others. For you know in your heart that many times you have cursed others. You know in your heart many times you have cursed others. We know in our hearts how many times we cursed, wished wrong on someone, may not spoken it out loud, but we thought this. Thinking something to happen to someone. Verse 23, all this I have proved by wisdom. I said, I am wise, but it was far from me. Verse 24, that which is far off and exceedingly deep. Who does find it? Who does find it? Verse 25, I have turned round even my heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom and a conclusion. To know the wrongness of folly, even of foolishness and madness. Verse 26, and I found more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, whose hands are shackles. He who pleases Elohim escapes from her. He who pleases Elohim escapes from her. But the sinner is captured by her. But the sinner is captured by her. He who fear Elohim's escaped from this kind of woman. But the sinner is captured by her. Verse 27, see, this I have found. Say Koheleth, counting one by one, to find a conclusion. Verse 28, which my being still seeks, but have not found. I have found one man among 1,000, but a man among all these I have not found. I'm sorry. I have found one man among 1,000, but a woman among all these I have not found. Verse 29, truly this only I have found, that Elohim made straight. Elohim made man straight, but they have sought out many devices. Elohim has made man straight, but they have sought out many devices. He intentionally made us straight, to be on the straight path, to be obedient and righteous and fair. But we have sought out many devices. That completes the chapter of the book of Ecclesiastes. And that wraps up this session of the live. I'm gonna log back in. I'm gonna log back in a little bit. Just bear with me. And I'm gonna log back in to read the book of Leviticus. I believe we're in the book of Numbers. We're in the book of Numbers. So I'm gonna log out of this live and I'm gonna log back on. Y'all willing, you're able to return. If not, peace, love, Shabbat shalom, peace and love.